Hello, everybody, and welcome to a tropical update here. Right now, you can see the Atlantic right now. You can see all storms that we have going on are named. They're all post-tropical now. We got post-tropical storm Beta that's inland over Texas. Then we got post-tropical storm Teddy that recently got degraded to tropical post-tropical storm status in the previous advisory before this. Then now we also got post-tropical storm Paulette now also degraded now. So now we have no um, tropical named storms here in the Atlantic Basin at this point in time, at least. And hopefully that stays the fame for a while here. But there is some model consensus on perhaps something trying to get going in the Gulf. That'll I'll get into that whenever that decides to form. If it does end up forming again, this is about a week plus out, so models can change and the forecast can change with time over that period. But something to watch over here in the Western Caribbean that something may form there as we get into late September into early October. And again, it's not completely set in stone yet, and it's over a week out here. But just wanted to make you aware of that. Here's a look at post-tropical storm Cyclone Beta here. You can see over Texas here, not really much to look at here. Um, you can see the rainfall uh, from Beta is still ongoing in parts of Texas here, just to the north of Houston, Texas. You see there decent rain band moving on through. Looks like it's moving to the northeast there. Um, so still a flooding threat for parts of Texas here, but unfortunately not as bad as originally forecast to be. This is forecast to be a Category 1 hurricane at or near landfall here in Texas, but unfortunately dry air and wind shear got the better of it, and we're talking about a tropical storm over Texas here, and not a hurricane over Texas here. Really fortunate on that. And here's the last forecast cone for Tropical Storm Beta, Tropical Depression, post-tropical tropical cyclone Beta, I should say. I don't think they're going to update this graphic, so I'm going to go overhead and go to the National Hurricane Center and go over to here, and you see Public Advisory 22. The storm currently is currently looking at 29.1 degrees north, 95.4 degrees west, about 40 miles or 60 kilometers west southwest of Galveston, Texas, about 50 miles or 80 kilometers northeast of Matagorda, Texas. Maximum sustained 1 minute winds are estimated to be at 30 miles per hour, 45 kilometers an hour. Present movement northeast or 55 degrees at 8 miles per hour or 13 kilometers an hour. Minimum central pressure is estimated to be at 1,007 millibars or 29.74 inches in this latest update and last update um, for the storm from the National Hurricane Center side of things, at least. They've lent over the future advisories on the storm to the Weather Prediction Center, uh, and they would have handed off to them now. And then here's a look at post-tropical cyclone Teddy, still going on in Atlantic here, 80-mile-an-hour winds. Center currently located at 82.8 degrees north, 63.9 degrees west. Maximum sustained 1 minute winds estimated to be at 80 miles per hour, making this a solid Category 1 hurricane. Was moving due north at 18 miles per hour, a little bit slower than it was around this time last night, unfortunately. And as of 11 p.m. Standard Time, advisory 43 for post-tropical cyclone Teddy, and they will keep on issuing forecast cones and advisories for post-tropical cyclone Teddy until all the watches and warnings get either cancelled or expired here over time as the system moves over Atlantic Canada here. So just keep in mind about that. Just because it's a post-tropical cyclone and there's warnings for it doesn't mean they're just going to completely stop doing advisories and forecast cones from it. They learned that from Hurricane Sandy, and they realized they ended up not making a rule about that, and they're gonna, whenever a post-tropical cyclone still has a warning out for it, or I think even a watch out for it, they're going to still issue advisories until those warnings have been expired or canceled. So this little interesting tidbit of information here. But you can see post-tropical cyclone Teddy forecast to produce destructive waves, heavy rain, and strong winds for portions of Nova Scotia tonight through Wednesday. That's the forecast header there, and you got more information there below. And then let's go ahead and take a look at the key messages here for post-tropical cyclone Teddy. And again, just because it's a post-tropical cyclone does not mean you need to be taking this storm seriously here. This is still a Category 1 equivalent storm here with a large wind field here we're talking about here. So just because you see the name post-tropical cyclone does not mean you need to let your guard down and say, well, this is not going to be, as bad as it's forecast since it's post-tropical now. Don't think about that at all. Here's the key messages that you can see in front of your screen here. You can stop the video right now and read it if you want to. And here's a look at infrared imagery of post-tropical cyclone Teddy right now, as you can see. Still a decent system here, nonetheless, trying to blow up convection near the center of circulation there, but still a post-tropical cyclone here. Reconnaissance plane went into the storm earlier, and they likely came to the conclusion, looking at the data given by the hurricane reconnaissance plane, that it was indeed a post-tropical system instead of a tropical system now, according to National Hurricane Center, the reconnaissance data that has came in from their last flight into the storm. Then here's a look at post-tropical cyclone Paulette. Center currently located at 34.8 degrees north, 20.0 degrees west, with maximum sustained winds estimated to be at 40 miles per hour, moving due east at 12 miles per hour. Not really forecast to be a threat for anyone here, fortunately, as it continues weakening on here and eventually looks like dissipating. Looks like it's forecast to dissipate by the end of this week here. Looking at this forecast graphic, fortunately, and again, really posing really a threat for any boaters or marine interests that happen to be in the immediate area of where Paulette is right here. And you can see the satellite imagery for post-tropical storm Paulette here. And you can see it has a really vigorous circulation, I'll give it that. But the convection isn't there at all, so hence why the National Hurricane Center degraded this back down to post-tropical cyclone status here. And of course, we'll see if Paulette decides to hang around here and maybe try to redevelop again once more here, or if it finally kicks the bucket here and leaves for good here in the Atlantic Basin. And then we also got Tropical Storm Lowell going on in East Pacific right now, forecast to remain a tropical storm, as it say here, not a 45-mile-per-hour storm. The center is currently located at 19.4 degrees north, 119.1 degrees west. Maximum sustained winds estimated to be at 45 miles per hour. Winds in west-northwest at 14 miles per hour. And this storm also, fortunately, like post-tropical cyclone Paulette, is forecast to stay at the sea and really only be a threat for any boaters or marine interests along the immediate area where the storm is. And you can see they still forecasted to intensify here a little bit here. Forecast to peak as a 50-mile-per-hour tropical storm and eventually degrade into a post-tropical remnant low system in about 120 hours from now, after this newest advisory was issued for the world here. And just look a little on infrared imagery here, and you can easily see why it's still a tropical storm here. That deep burst of convection near the center of circulation here, and why they kept it as a tropical storm here and didn't raise or lower the intensity really for this newest update for this storm. And switching basins here, here's a quick look at Tropical Storm Dolphin. I know it's a really weird name, but still a serious storm here. Tropical Storm Dolphin going on in West Pacific right now. Pretty much peaked out at this point. 55 knot winds, which is about, I think, 65 or I think it's about 65 or 60 miles per hour, so it makes it a decent tropical storm forecast to pass really close to Tokyo, Japan, as a weakening storm, fortunately, as a weakening storm here, and nothing more than that. And you can see what it looks like on satellite imagery right now, the storm, and still a decent tropical storm here. And I'm sure Japan has been aware of this storm, and they're taking appropriate actions in preparing for the storm, and doing the normal things, not going out and about in this thing, and being safe about it. But this is a quick look at Tropical Storm Dolphin going on in West Pacific Basin. I believe it was originally forecast to become a typhoon, but fortunately, as far as I know, that didn't come to fruition here, and luckily remained a tropical storm intensity storm. Not to say a tropical storm is something to take lightly either. And here's a wide look at the 5-day graphical weather outlook for the Atlantic Basin here. And as you can see, all the storms we have currently going on are post-tropical cyclones, fortunately, and we don't have any areas of interest whatsoever at this point in time. I must note, at this point in time, as of this latest tropical weather outlook here. So it's finally, finally, we're getting a break, it seems, for the most part. Once Teddy, Beta, and Paulette finally get out of here, more likely I should be talking about Teddy here because it's forecast to stay around for a little bit as a powerful post-tropical cyclone here. And once all these systems go away, should have a quiet Atlantic here for the next couple of days if the models are to be believed. But of course, it is 2020, like everybody says, and so I wouldn't bet my money on it that it will be quiet, the rest of this season here. Always be on the lookout for these disturbances that pop up and spring out of the blue here, and some instances here. So please keep an eye on the tropics here. Just because we're in an inactive, after these storms go away, we're going to be in an inactive part of the season if the models are to be believed here. Um, don't let your guard down and think that the hurricane season is over. Remember, the hurricane season runs from June 1st all the way to November 30th here, so we could easily have more systems form, more tropical storms, even hurricanes or maybe even major hurricanes form here as the season progresses here. So don't necessarily let your guard down here and say, well, all these storms are dissipating or about to dissipate here, so I have to let my guard down and not do anything and just have a rest of the rest of the year without having to worry about these things. Don't do that. Make sure, again, like I said in previous updates, and for pretty much the entire year so far, I've been doing these updates. Remember to have a plan of action if you have to get out or you have to remain staying put with one of these storms if they do threaten you, and you'll get through it just fine if you follow that guidance here by the local officials like the National Hurricane Center and National Weather Service, and you'll get through these storms just fine here. So again, hope everybody has a great day and because stay safe, of course. Enjoy this little short break of tropical activity. Of course, I could easily change here, so I'm not gonna bet my money here saying this is gonna be a quiet basin for the next week or two here. Something could easily form here out of the blue. But for now, as of this update, once especially post-tropical cyclone Teddy moves out of the region and moves out of Atlantic Canada. We'll have a quiet Atlantic here if the forecaster to be believed. So hope everybody has a great day in Orgazar. Stay safe, of course. Links on the description below if you want to learn more about what I use and or look at what I use here for this tropical update here and other things. And again, I'm not a official meteorologist by any means. This is just a hobby of mine, and I'll probably do another one of these updates whenever we get another area of interest or another named storm here to watch here. Till then, that's going to be it for me, guys. Hope everybody has a great day and have a great weekend. Stay safe, of course. Until then, see you guys in the next video. Peace.